Hey Viola! I'm here today with my sister Courtney and my brother JM, and we're gonna make some pizza together. We're gonna do it step by step so that you could try it with your families at home. One thing to keep in mind though is we're going to be using the oven, so you need your parents' permission and supervision while you're doing this. And always wash your hands before you cook. These are the ingredients that we're going to use today to make the pizza. We have red sauce, mozzarella cheese, which can be bought pre-shredded or like this, and you can shred it yourself, which we're going to do today, pepperoni, pizza dough that can also be bought like this, or you can get it in a can, or you can go to your local pizza shop and ask to purchase some dough there already made as well, flour, and some seasonings that my family and I like to use are garlic salt, parsley, oregano, and basil. Any of these brands can be substituted for whatever you find at your local grocery store, and you don't need to use exactly what we're using today. So, once you finish washing your hands, you'll need to preheat your oven to the temperature that the dough says it needs to be preheated to. Ours says 400, so we're gonna go do that now. So while the oven is preheating, we're gonna start shredding the cheese. For this step, you'll need a cheese grater and a bowl. Don't forget to be extra careful as the cheese grater is very sharp. And keep in mind, if you would like to get pre-shredded cheese at the store, that's an option as well. So while JM is shredding the cheese, we're gonna start preparing the dough. So I'm gonna have Courtney sprinkle some flour onto our cutting board, as well as put some flour in her hand so that the dough doesn't stick to it. Now she can easily pick up the dough out of the bag. Once she has the dough on the cutting board, she's gonna add some more flour to it so that it's not so sticky. And then she's gonna start kneading it and stretching it out. If you have a rolling pin and would like to use a rolling pin at home, you can do that as well. Make sure that you put a little flour on that as well so that it doesn't stick to the rolling pin. And then make sure you don't stretch it out too thin so that it doesn't rip as well. So now that we have all the ingredients prepared, I'm going to start assembling the pizza. First, we're going to take the dough that Courtney made and we're going to put it on our cooking sheet. We're going to try to spread it out a little bit more, and we're going to push the edges together to form a little bit of a crust. So take your hand and pinch the outside. So now that we have a little bit of a crust, we can start adding our sauce. I like to take a spoon and spoon out a little bit at each time because we don't like that much sauce, so I don't want to add too much. So I'll take it and I'll spread it out, and then I'll see that it's done enough, so I'll add a little bit more. And it's still not enough, so I'm going to add a little bit more. At this point, if you would like to add seasonings, this is when you would do it. So I'm going to add our seasonings for us. I'm going to do it by pinching a little bit of each and sprinkling it on. So first I'm going to add a little bit of garlic salt, and I'm going to sprinkle it around. I'll do probably 2 of those. And then I'm going to take the parsley and do the same thing. And I'm going to try to squeeze it so that they break up into smaller pieces when I do it. So 2 of those, 2 oreganos, and then 2 basils. Now I'm going to take the cheese that JM prepared and sprinkle it on top. Make sure to spread it to the edges and that not a lot of cheese gets on the actual pan because that will burn. If you would like, after you put on the cheese, you can put some other ingredients like the pepperoni, or some people like sausage, anything that you and your family would like. This is when you could put it on top of your pizza. So I'm gonna put some pepperoni on ours. So now that I've covered it with our cheese, pepperoni, sauce, I'm going to put it in the oven and cook it for about 10 minutes. Don't forget to set your timer so that you don't forget about it. Let's wait and see. Okay, now that our timer is going off, our pizza is done and we can take it out of the oven. Be sure to use some pot holders because the pan's going to be very hot.
That looks delicious.
Thanks for cooking with us. If you make this at home, don't forget to send us your pictures and videos. Bye, Milo.